Hello everyone and welcome back to Passion Sundays, the best way to end the week and start another. Our guest today has been in the happiness business for over 10 years. He's the author of multiple books on happiness and his recent book, The Miserable Millionaire. Dr. Suresh Devnani. Dr. Suresh, thank you very much for being with us today. I'm really excited about your book first, The Miserable Millionaire. That's an exciting title. But before we get to the miserable part, let's talk about passion. What does passion mean to you?
Passion means to me simple, is you live your life by your own design, and you should not be listening to anybody else except your inner self.
Okay. And listening to your inner self sounds a lot easier said than done. How do you even listen to yourself in a world where you've never been taught to listen to yourself from childhood? I mean, we brought up to listen to everybody else, and listening to yourself is a matter of habit also, and we've never developed these habits. How do you solve that?
Actually, what happened to me, how I started to listen to myself is I had this aha moment where I fell to the lowest possible period, where I felt lost. I was living in extreme fear, and eventually through meditation and gradual understanding and seeking the answer, I came to the conclusion that the only way we should live is through our own intuitive self. But intuition definitely takes time to build. It's not something we are born with. No, we are born with it, but we are not trained to understand it. So as we evolve and develop, that's when we start understanding that that's what we should listen to, the inner calling.
Listening to yourself, I really like that. So now I would like to listen to you talk about all these amazing books you've got about happiness. So tell me about the happiness ones first.
Okay, the happy book started with more like my personal journey, because I felt the only way people could relate to you is when you are willing to be vulnerable and willing to share your story out. And I explained to people straightway is, even though if your family seems to be imperfect, the imperfection lies within you, is not with them. Sometimes we just don't understand that they are there to support us, but yet we feel they are there against us. And we have been born in certain families for a very good reason. It's just sometimes we don't realize the benefits behind it.
Okay, I love that. And as you progress with all the science of happiness, it's much easier when you're talking B2C, you're talking to an individual. How do you apply that science when you go into a company where there's a culture prevailing that might not be so happy? How do you bring the happiness back into the workplace?
See, I believe that like-minded people will work better. So what happens is it generally starts better with startups or entrepreneurs, whereas we start building a foundation of happy culture. But of course, the older companies also can benefit when the leadership is seriously wanting to make a change. And what happens is, of course, we have to choose and pick. So what happens is, as we evolve, we decide to see who are really actually adjusting to the new culture. They are hard people in life, and what happens is, as we evolve, after a couple of years, we will realize that some people who have already played along with us, and some who are not participating, and then they let go, and then they hire people who understand and respect the culture as well.
I like that. So it's a matter of time and progress. You know, there is no quick fix.
No, definitely not. Or if you want to, then you shut the company and start fresh.
Okay, that's a good quick fix.
Yeah.
Miserable Millionaire, what a title. So how did you come up with that?
Honestly, see, a lot of people think that money will make them happy. And it took me about 33 years to come to this realization that money can't buy you that happiness that you've always wanted. And somehow, you know, we live in a culture that thinks success is all based on money. And somehow the title just seemed more connecting with the today's audience, which is all seeking this, what we call tranquility or money or whatever, that through success, and then they will get everything that they want. But by the time they reach that goal, they realize that money is not going to get them anything. There's no nirvana with money. Nirvana has to be earned and seeked. You can't buy it.
I like that. Nirvana you cannot buy. But here's the thing. You can buy a lot of stuff that can make you happy. So how do you balance that out?
See, what we are talking about more of an unconditional happiness here, which doesn't come with money. You can't buy unconditional happiness. You can buy happiness which is conditional, meaning it will last you for that moments that you have that money burning. But the minute the money burns out, again, it falls back down to nothing. So you have to keep burning this money just to keep you going. But at the end of the day, you still feel empty the minute that fire stops. So we are looking at that blissful happiness where even in the most miserable condition, you feel something more of a hope. You're living in faith, something beyond. Just, it's a different connection.
Okay, I like that. And how do you though balance that out again when you're living in a community that is all materialistic? Let's say I'm born in a country highly materialistic. My parents have been trying to teach me to stay grounded, to be present, but that's going to create an internal friction, because on the outside all I see is people being materialistic, and on the inside I'm trying to keep my peace. And no matter who you are, it's like a fire. If you keep feeding it, it will grow. But if there's so much push down and it's trying to choke on the inside, you will feel like you're choking on the inside. And you might not have the option to change your location, your business, your industry, your company. There are many factors that are out of your control. So how do you handle that?
See, for those people who are kind of stuck in that kind of environment, it's best to meditate. Honestly, take some time, because honestly, we need to recharge ourselves every day. And the whole thing is, not everybody is as enlightened as you, because what happens is, every soul has its own journey.
I don't claim to be enlightened. So when you say you mean everybody else.
I mean, I presume everybody will get that opportunity to be enlightened. See, the whole idea is simple. We all live through a course. So you will start as what we call in the kindergarten, and then gradually evolve, go to college and all that. So even in the spirituality, we have different levels, and we can't expect everybody to be in college or not everybody to be in kindergarten, but we should accept every individual as it is, because that's what the best they know at that moment. Even we have gone through that journey, so why should we even judge anybody? Because when we bring judgment, we are in fact spoiling our own experience. And I feel, even though they might not be supporting you, but maybe one day they will realize you were there inspiring them to have a better life.
I see. I like it. Inspire the world to have a better life.
That's great.
Doctor, thank you very much for being here today. This has been an amazing interview.
My pleasure.
Passion! What do you think? I really hope you found this episode as useful and as exciting as I did. If so, please leave your comments on the blog below and share it with your friends and those who might benefit from it. And if you'd like more tools, tips, techniques, and exclusive interviews that I only share on my website, go to Moustafa.com. And until next episode, live passionately.